You're not going to be able to guess what was the most transacted property type so far 27 days into the month of January. In fact, drop a comment down below on what you think was the most transacted property type so far into 2025. Let's jump right into this. So condos number one most transacted property type in the city of Toronto for January. And that may sound pretty surprising with all the doom and gloom news out there about condos. However, if we really think about the various property types that are currently on the market and where that market share is right now, condos being number one does make a lot of sense because there is more inventory of condos out there. In fact, maybe more surprising is that the detached market filled up the second biggest transactions so far here in January at 249 sales through January 27th, 26.35% of all transactions. Semis are next, condo townhouses, and then attached row townhouses following that. One thing that's so interesting is we look at where things have been selling in the month of January, and most of the properties were between 500 and 599 and 600 to 699. And this makes sense because this is typically your entry-level condo. And for those prices right now, you can get a pretty good condo out there in the market. Definitely a condo that maybe you wouldn't have been able to purchase in the past for the value of where they're at right now. And we'll talk about that in a second of where I think the best values are for condos. If we look at that 1 million to 1.25 range, 120 sales, these were most likely those freehold properties that have been selling, and 51 sales, so over that $2 million mark in around the detached market, of course. So if we look at the market as a whole and what's been happening in January, it's interesting to see how things have been playing out so far. Let's take an even deeper dive when it comes to condos. So if we're looking at CO1 and CO8, which is that main downtown core, CO1 goes from Bloor down to the Water, Dufferin to Yonge, and then CO8 goes from Yonge over to the DVP, Bloor down to the Water once again. Those are the main clusters of condos for the downtown core. And as mentioned, most of those transactions happen between $500,000 and $700,000 for the month of January so far. I anticipate that's going to continue, and the median sale price at $660, give or take, which is kind of on par with what you're getting. Now, when I did mention how to purchase a condo right now for success, let's think about what you can add where maybe in the past you couldn't add. Charts aside, let's talk about how to successfully purchase a condo in 2025. And this will be in tune with how to move up that property ladder in the future. If we're looking at purchasing a condo this year, what we've been seeing so far is that every basically $50,000 to $100,000 has a certain product type that's available on the market. If you're looking at the low $500,000 range, you're most likely looking at a condo without parking, possibly sliding glass doors for the bedrooms. And as you get to that $600,000 mark, you're most likely going to get a bigger space, most likely the bedroom on the back window, and a really good living space of somewhere to put the TV. Once you start getting in the 650 range, that's where you start to see the higher level one bedroom condos, possibly with parking, and you may even be able to find something with a den. So let's think about how you can set yourself up for success in the future to move up that property ladder going forward. If you are looking to purchase a condo, think about something that you can purchase where it will have really good future value. Think about things like the view, what the kitchen looks like, how the ceilings are, what the layout is looking like. And if you can get a den or even a second bedroom, adding parking, all those value adds that possibly in the past may have not been attainable within a certain budget, being able to maximize your budget for those properties that will enable you to propel in the future will help you move up that property ladder as we go forward. And the old saying goes, time in the market better than timing the market. Right now is a time where you can most likely find a lot of those key factors within budget, and then just a matter of how you set yourself up the best for the future. When we think about the freehold market and setting yourself up to move up that property ladder, basically right now we are seeing things like townhouses and semis starting to get multiple offers. And we've been seeing that throughout the months of January. In fact, I saw 16 offers on a property in the west end of Toronto. If you didn't see my other video of talking about how purchasing in the west side of Toronto right now, so Roncy, Bloor West, High Park, those areas will and always will be competitive, especially among buyers in the entry-level price points. If we're looking at that $1 million to $1.5 million range and those semi-detached properties, those areas remain incredibly desirable, they are seeing tons of competition. In fact, being out with buyers and seeing tons of realtor cards on those tables, meaning there are a lot of buyers right now that are circling and ready to get into the market. This is where having those ducks in a row and being well prepared to get into that market to compete will be something that you'll want to strategize well before getting out there to look at property. These properties are moving fast in those desirable areas, and I anticipate we're going to see that throughout the spring market, which does feel like it's come a little bit early this year, even though the weather's not overly reflecting that. And by the way, if you ever want to discuss your plans on how to set yourself up for success in the 2025 Toronto spring market, click on that first link or scan this QR code, book a call directly with me, and let's figure out your plan to help you best succeed in 2025 real estate. I'm Michael Ouzas. Thanks for watching.